My name is Cherie Yvette. For those of you who are new to this channel or you just came across this video, I just had a baby girl about 6 weeks ago. Her name is Lily Jean. Follow her Instagram account at Lily Jean Joy. She is sleeping back there in her crib, so I'm not going to talk very loud because I don't want to wake her up. And like my shirt says, my PJ shirt says, is I am like 105% tired. So with that said, I'm going to hop into this newborn must-have video. Even though this video is called Newborn Must-Haves, you don't need any of this stuff really to take care of your baby. Because if you think about babies, and when women had babies years and years ago, they probably didn't have any of the things that I'm getting ready to show you. These are just the things that I find that were helpful to me, or that my husband thought were helpful, or maybe things I didn't necessarily think about, because I'm 37 years old and I had my first baby when I was 25. And these are some new things that I didn't even use, honestly, some of these things the first time around when I had my little girl who's almost 12. So again, please don't feel like, I don't have the money for this, or where am I going to find these things? Even though this is titled Newborn Must-Haves, you can care for your newborn without having these exact things. Okay? Make sense? Capiche? So when I had baby girl, one of the first things they do in the hospital is they put one of these hospital hats on the baby, right? And they're like the perfect size. In my hospital, anyway, they gave us these. They have these cute little makeshift bows on it, and they pop this on your baby's head as soon as they are born to keep them warm. And when I was getting ready to go home, I'm like thinking about the things that I had gotten from my baby showers, plural, thank you. And I was like, this hat versus the hat that I got on my baby shower, at my baby shower, this hat is still not ready to fit my baby, and she's almost 6 weeks old. So I said to the nurse, I said, can I please have some more of the hats that you put on my baby girl, because the ones I have at home are not going to fit her. So the nurse was nice enough. She gave me like 3 more of these to take home, because I knew that the hats that I got from my baby showers were not ready to fit my baby. So one of the newborn must-haves to keep the baby warm are the cute little hats right here that the hospital gives you. So this is something that I got for free. I didn't have to pay for them. I just asked the nurse if I could have some more to take home, and she gladly gave me the hats to keep my baby warm at home. So the next thing I thought about were socks. I packed 2 different types of socks when I went to the hospital, and when I saw her cute little tiny feet, and I knew the first pair that I had was not going to fit. But the ones that I have since then ordered a lot of are these tiny little Gerber, the brand is Gerber, these Gerber socks. I just went on Amazon and ordered a bunch, and I do think Target is supposed to carry them, even though my Target never has them. But these little Gerber socks were the ones that I find that fit the baby the most. So I have this whole bin filled with these little tiny Gerber socks, and they stretch pretty well. But I found that these were the only ones that would stay on the baby's feet. So these ones too, but it's something about this material. So these were hand-me-downs. I didn't pay for these at all. My cousin actually gave me a bag of things from her babies, and these were in the bags. So it's something about this material that is good to stay on little tiny newborn feet. So there's a lot of information and research on SIDS, or sudden infant death syndrome. So you want to avoid your baby overheating, getting too hot, because that's one of the precursors or things that can cause or lead to SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. And you don't want your baby to get anything around their face and not be able to move their head. Of course, if something gets on their nose or their mouth, they're not old enough sometimes, or all the time really, when they're first born, to move that from their face or their nose and to obstruct their breathing. One of my favorite things are these sleep sacks. So in lieu of using a blanket, you would just put your baby in a onesie, whether in Obviously it's winter here in New Jersey, so I put my baby in a long sleeve onesie. And then you put them in a sleep sack, so you don't have to put them in a blanket. And this is like a one size thing. You just put your baby inside and you zip them up, and boom, they stay warm, and you don't have to worry about a blanket getting on their nose. So I really love these particular sleep sacks. And the brand on these ones that I have are Simple Joys, and it's by, this particular brand is by Car. Now, I did see something else at Target today. They have like, you know, the long nightgown ones with the long sleeves on them, but I like the ones without the sleeves because the sleeves are long, and if you have a newborn baby, and it's a tiny baby like mine was, their arms aren't gonna fit the sleeves properly. So I like the fact that these were no sleeves, and I can just put a long sleeve onesie on her. So I really love these. I really do like the muslin swaddles. Because they're lightweight. You could swaddle the baby in them, use it as a burp cloth, use it to cover them up when they're sleeping, and I love the fact that those are lightweight. Another thing, because I know you will probably look these up, and some of the brands are expensive. I am a Goodwill shopper. I was in Goodwill cruising the aisles like I like to do, especially on Sundays because they got deals on Sundays. So I was in Goodwill cruising the aisles, and guess what I found? I found some of these brand spanking new. Not this particular one. The ones that I found that were brand new are in the wash, the baskets. I have to wash them. But I found them, and guess how much they were? $2.99. They were brand new, still in the pack, these muslin swaddles. So if you don't want to pay full price for them, you can go on Goodwill and find them that way. Another place I tend to shop, and I don't care if people judge me, but I don't mind hand-me-down or used, especially for baby stuff because you don't really use it that long. But another place I like to shop is Facebook Marketplace. You can go on Facebook Marketplace, and a lot of times people are trying to sell things like this because they just don't need it anymore. They don't plan on having any other kids. One other tip is to join on Facebook a buy nothing group in your neighborhood. Buy nothing means that they're not selling you anything. They're just trying to get rid of stuff. So people will put up things that they're trying to get rid of in your neighborhood, and you can link up with them to pick it up. My suggestion is if you buy things from Facebook Marketplace or a buy nothing group, is that you meet at the police station or the fire station. Don't go to people's house by yourself or have them come to your house when you're alone.
I have baby and she needs a diaper, so I'm going to talk to you while I change her diaper. And I'm going to tell you about my other newborn must-haves because they're over in this area. So if you have a newborn, if you have a baby, if you have a toddler, you know that they tend to pee and poop on everything. And it's like every time I change her, and my husband does a lot of the diaper changing, but a lot of times when I change her diaper, she pees on stuff, especially when she first came home. She was like peeing on everything, especially in the hospital. She was peeing on everything. Every time we would take her diaper off to change her, she would be peeing on every single thing. So what I did, it made me think about our dog that we used to have named Brownie. And when we had Brownie would pee on everything, which is one reason why we no longer have her. Because I was like, I can't have two beings peeing on everything. So one thing that I thought of buying, and judge not because they work, is, and these come from the Dollar Tree. So these little pads, if wherever you change the baby, even if you change baby on like a, hey Lily Jean, on a changing pad, it comes with its own cover. In the beginning, these are like couch savers, changing table pad savers, and they come from the Dollar Tree, and they're just puppy pads. So there's 4 in a pack, and I think this is genius to use these because the babies pee on everything. So even if I'm out in public, even you can have those changing pad things that unfold and you stick in your diaper pad bag. I still take one of these too because I just feel like those things that you unfold and put in your diaper bag aren't big enough to put the baby on, and sometimes they're cold. So I have these puppy pads here that I put down, especially when my husband changes diapers because he gets poop everywhere. And we have these. So if you're one of those people who are like, "Oh, I'm not buying that because I'm trying to go green and it's not cool for the universe to have these puppy pads and you to be throwing them away," then you can buy these blue snail changing pad covers. I actually like these. I have these in a set of 4 and I just ordered these on Amazon. And I like the Blue Snail brand even for her changing pad cover. So these are ones that you can wash and they're waterproof and you just lay them down. So we have a set of 4 of these in addition to puppy pads, which we use sometimes. But I even think even if you have a toddler and you change them often, it's important to just be sanitary, not just be putting their butt all on the couch and everything. But I keep these in her changing area in my cart downstairs, which I'll do a video of later. So these are 2 newborn must-haves that I think are very helpful because for some reason when babies are first born, they pee on everything. So that's that. It's okay, Mama. Mommy's gonna clean her hands so I can pick you up. So this is Lily Jean. She's actually wearing my next newborn must-have. She wants milk, so let's see if she'll let me show you. Look. Oh, no. So my next newborn must-have I'm actually wearing, and you don't have to get this particular brand, but it's a wrap. This has been so helpful for me on so many different levels. And again, when I had my daughter 12 years ago, I would just use a scarf to somehow wrap her around me. But this is more effective. Essentially, this is just a really long piece of stretchy fabric. And there's a lot of different tutorials here on YouTube on how to tie them. And I find this to be so helpful. I can clean, I can eat. I can eat. Oh my gosh. I wrote that on my list of newborn must-haves, is that to have prepared meals, because it's so hard to get anything done with a newborn. So I can eat, I can clean now. I can nurse her in this. When I take her out, I put her in this because I do not want people coming up to touch her, to try to rub on her, to be in her face, especially she was born in the fall, going into winter. It's flu season and RSV season when babies tend to get RSV. So I have her in this when we go out in public. This particular brand is a Moby wrap. And again, this particular brand is expensive. And me being a person who does not want to pay full price for things, I did not pay full price for this. So I'm like, I really want one of those. I want to try it. A friend told me about it. So what I did was I went on Facebook Marketplace, which I tend to shop a lot. And I typed in Moby wrap. And there's a lot of different brands. You don't have to get this one. Get the one that's more effective for your budget. So I typed it in, boom, popped up. A girl had it, brand new, still in the box, sealed, ready to go. I would have brought it even if it wasn't brand new, because essentially it's just a piece of fabric that you can wash. And I got this for $22. So I'm sitting down here because I wanted to show you a few things. Me and my family have recently started to try to transition into all natural products. So I wanted to try to do the same for the baby. So recently we stopped using regular soap and our whole family is using Dr. Bronner's, which I mentioned in one of my other videos. And you can use this stuff for a whole bunch of things, not just for cleaning your body. And I actually have the wrong one, but I've used this one for the baby. This one is the peppermint scent, but there's one for the baby. It has a light blue label and it's specifically for baby. It's unscented. So right now for baby, I'm using the Dr. Bronner's unscented soap for her. And it comes in these really big containers, and I ordered these off Amazon with my baby registry. If you complete it, and I put like mad stuff on my baby registry, stuff I was not expecting people to buy for me, because if you did an Amazon registry, you will get the completion discount. So I got these from Amazon, but you know what? I found a place that has them cheaper. If there is a Wegmans in your area, I found them to be cheaper at Wegmans than on Amazon and Target. They're the cheapest at Wegmans. So I'm using Dr. Bronner's baby soap for Lily Jean. And I just put them in our soaps in these little pumps that I got from Ikea for like $1.29. And this is her soap that I keep for her in these little containers. And I also keep our soaps in these too, because we're using the same brand. So that's a natural brand that I'm using for her. And another thing that we use, which is good, especially if you're nursing, even though for the first month you're not supposed to put any oils or lotions on the baby's skin, but what you can use and what I use on my skin, my husband uses on his skin, and my daughter uses on her skin, now that she's not allergic to tree nuts. If you or your family are allergic to tree nuts, do not use this next one, okay? Coconut oil. So this is the brand, one of the brands that we use. We don't use this one all the time, but this, I just buy it in these big containers, and this is what we're using for baby skin. Coconut oil is also good for diaper rashes too, so it's also good for that. But I also use this on baby skin. I don't use any of the traditional brands of baby lotions either, because I found in my research, and I may be wrong, that they have chemicals in them too. So we don't use lotion on our skin. So naturally, I'm not going to use it on her skin because we stopped it over a year ago. So I keep this coconut oil for me in my cart, and I use it on my breast since I'm nursing, and it's completely safe to digest. Because it's coconut oil. You can cook with it, and you can put it on your skin. And this is unrefined coconut oil. These little bottles I get from the Dollar Tree. They're like those little portable salad dressing containers. So I just put our coconut oil in these. And the next thing is having the right bathtub, because I found that with my first daughter, that having one of those big, long, clunky plastic bathtubs was hard to find a place to put it. And then the other ones that are cloth were cold to baby's skin once they laid in them for a while, and they're harder to dry. So the one that I really wanted, and I actually someone got it for me, is this one. It's so small. I have a hook on the back of my bathroom door, and I just put this, it has a hook thing here, hang it up on the back of the door. And if you're wondering about this particular bathtub, the name of the brand is called Angel Care. Angel Care Bath Support. That's this one that I prefer. And as with anything else, you're not supposed to leave the baby unsupervised in these as well. So, on to the next set of newborn must-haves.
Let's be real. You don't need a boppy. You need some sort of pillow to support your back, and when you have the baby in different positions, and quite honestly, you can do it with a regular pillow like the ones I have supporting my back. But I find the boppy to be helpful, and you can use a boppy for other things. So again, back in the day, women did not have boppy pillows to nurse their babies, so you do not need it. But for comfort, I like the boppy. I did not pay any money for my boppy. This was a hand-me-down. My aunt gave it to me. I popped it in a washing machine. I washed it. And voila, I have a boppy for my baby. I would recommend getting more than one cover for your boppy because you want it to be sanitary. And I use mine a lot. So I just went on to Amazon and I ordered another a boppy cover from a maker who obviously sews them themselves. It's not a boppy brand. This brand is called Mila Midi, and I just ordered another cover so that I can have two. So if one gets dirty, it can be interchangeable. So again, this is my next newborn must-have: more than one cover for your boppy. But again, you can do you can nurse your baby and be supported with regular pillows, but you need something because you'll strain your back if you're not supported properly. Going to a baby shower, and we got the mama one of these for her babies because I thought it was so good. So if you're like, I don't know how to swaddle a baby with that big cloth, like how do I even swaddle? Like I can't make it stay. They now make these swaddles, and I don't remember this like 12 years ago. They make these swaddles that have like Velcro on them, where you just literally just plop the baby in there, and then you just Velcro, put their arms down, and you Velcro them in nice and snugly, and the baby really likes it because you know when they're first born, they like to feel like they're in the womb. So this is my next newborn must-have. And we when we brought the baby home, we were like, yes, we need that swaddle. Put her in that swaddle her, because as you can see, she loves to be held and still likes to feel like she's like in the belly, because that's where she spent most of her time so far. So this particular brand is called Swaddle Me. I did get some again from my cousin as a hand-me-down, and they were different brands, and they pretty much do the same thing. But this is just one that I just pulled out because we do use this one on a regular basis. And this I really like because, again, it's another thing that's safe. You don't have to worry about a blanket coming unravel and getting on baby's nose or mouth and them not being able to breathe. I will say that the Velcro is a little loud, so you might want to get it undone away from your baby so you don't wake up the baby. Hear that? That was kind of loud. And my husband also said that that was one of the things that he thought that if you're a new parent that you should consider. So I'm hoping that you found this useful, and I keep saying if you're nursing that you need to have lots of water. And I would recommend that you have pre-planned meals as well. And I just find value in having people who cooked for us. And I think I should have put more thought into having pre-planned meals to take some of the stress off my husband trying to figure out what's for dinner. So another newborn must-have, which is like not necessarily for the newborn, but it is for the newborn, especially if you're nursing. If you're not getting enough calories, then you're not going to be able to produce enough milk. And that's something that honestly I've been struggling with, is making sure that I'm eating enough to be able to produce milk, because you want your body to be able to have the energy and to be able to keep up with milk production so that you have enough to feed the baby and you're not struggling with that. So yeah. So I'm hoping you found something that you can latch on to. If there's anything that you saw in this video and you want to know where I got it from and how much it costs, this comment in the comment section and I'll let you know. If you found anything to be useful, I would like for you to like this video, because eventually I would like to have more people see my content and more people subscribe. Or you can actually share this video with a new mama or daddy, or old mama or daddy, or older one like me, okay, who may not know about these things and they're expecting. Share it with them, okay? If you would like to partner with me to give things to the women who are currently living in a homeless shelter here in New Jersey, please contact me and I will gladly take your donations. I love to hear about what you do to serve your community, because as Christians, as people, as humans, but particularly me as a Christian wife, I know that I'm supposed to give to those in need, and we're blessed to be a blessing. So I just feel led in my spirit to just be a blessing to those women who are currently living in a homeless shelter with little babies just like this one. So thank you for watching the video, and I'd love to connect with you even further. You can find all of my contact information in the descriptions, and don't forget to share the video.